I'm serving up some dynamite cookies today in this decorating tutorial. Hi, I'm Leslie with Leslie's Cookies and Treats, and if you love decorating sugar cookies or you want to learn how, you're in the right place. Let's decorate together. So this retro diner sign cookie is for a 70th anniversary set that I'm making, and I wanted to show you how easy it was to make these for your 50s party or any sock hop theme or whatever it is that you want an old-fashioned sign for. So let's get started. So this is a pretty basic shape, so I started out with using my edible marker and just kind of drawing in the lines for where I wanted the different details to go. And then I'm using a 15-second royal icing, and I'm just outlining and flooding in the heart. And then I'm going to set this cookie in front of a table fan to dry until the heart crusts over, which will take about 15 minutes. So now that my heart is flooded in, I'm just going to use my scribe to make sure the icing is smooth and pop any air bubbles, and then I set it in front of that fan. Now that the heart's crusted over, I'm coming back in with my blue royal icing, again in about a 15-second consistency, and I'm just going to touch down and lift up and go around the cookie, trying to stay close to my outline. I didn't quite make it here, so I'm just going to make another line, and then also going around the outside edge. And as you're going around the edge, you're going to want to watch your line of icing and where it's falling, not your piping bag, so that you can lay your line right down at the edge. Just go slow, and as you get close to the end, stop squeezing and lay your line down. And then I'm going to take the same icing and flood it in. I'm only going to flood in this first section because I'm going to use a wet-on-wet effect as soon as the icing has smoothed out. And I overflowed the edge a little bit here, so I'm just going to wipe that away as well. Now I'm going to take my white icing, I'm going to stick it right inside that blue icing and squeeze and make a dot, stop squeezing and pull up, and keep making dots all the way across. And because my icing is a 15-second consistency, I might need to poke out a bit to get these dots to settle down, so make sure you clean off your scribe and then just give them a little tap. And then to continue on, just put your blue icing right back in the icing where you left off and flood in another section with the blue icing. Once again, using your scribe to settle that icing down, and then we'll come back in immediately with our white icing and make more dots. Once again, we're just going to put our white piping bag right down in that blue icing, squeeze a dot, stop squeezing and pull up, and then use your scribe to settle that down, and then fill in the last section with your blue icing and smooth it out with your scribe. You can also use your scribe to make sure that you get the points at the edge of that arrow nice and sharp. And then add your last bit of white dots following the process you did before, and you're also going to want to do the little section at the very end of the heart on the right side. And then set this cookie back aside to dry until it's crusted over, and then you can go back in and flood in the center section with your yellow icing. And my yellow icing is also a 15-second consistency. That's my preferred consistency to work with for flooding. And then I'll use my scribe to smooth the icing out and pop any air bubbles. And then I'll set my cookie aside to dry. And now I've got my projector set up, and I'm projecting the words Happy Anniversary onto my cookie. I'm just going to go over that with my royal icing in about a 25 to 30-second consistency and a really fine tip on my piping bag. I think I'm using a size 0 to make these little letters, and I'm just going to carefully go over the top of the image and write in the word Happy Anniversary. I also use the projector to write in the initials of the couple in the heart. And I'm sorry about the flashing lights. That happens whenever I'm filming my projector, so let me know in the comments if you know how to make that stop. Anyway, I hope you had a so delightful time watching me bring this retro treat to life, and my congratulations go out to the couple on their 70 years together. It was such an honor to bake for you and to be part of your celebration. Anyway, that's it for today's tutorial. Let me know in the comments if you have any questions.